Okay, so the Resident Evil chapter just dropped for Dead by Daylight, and I have played not only all three characters that were added, but I also played the new map. I have gameplay for all that, which is going to be in this video. Now, when I made my initial video, which you can go watch now, on this chapter when it was first announced, I predicted a couple of survivors and killers, and I think most people had the same predictions that it was probably going to be the classics, maybe Leon, Claire, and then or maybe Nemesis and the Jill Valentine. But we actually got a mixed match of both. We ended up getting Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 2, Jill Valentine for Resident Evil 3, and then the killer was the Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. This was all exciting to me. I was so excited, and when I could go on and play the PTB, I instantly went on. And one thing I gotta stress before we actually begin this is that, well, all this is subject to change. All the footage you're gonna see is most likely gonna change when the final build of the Resident Evil chapter comes out in the 15th of June. So don't take this like all as the final version of the chapter. This is all work in progress still, and it's what they would like to envision when the chapter comes out. Anyways, I want to talk about some stuff about this chapter, my personal thoughts, and stuff they probably need to change. Now, one nice touch I want to point out is the fact that now when you start up Dead by Daylight, when you're on the little screen that says, like, press this to start the game, when you press it, it actually says, it does a little nod to Resident Evil. Because if you don't know, in the older Resident Evil games, what would used to happen is you would, press the button to start Resident Evil, and when you did, it would go, like, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
And so that was like one of the coolest touches. And so for Dead by Daylight, now if you start it up and you press any button to continue into the lobby, it actually goes like Dead by Daylight. And I think that's just such a nice thing.
By daylight.
But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to discuss the new survivors and killers for this chapter. So first, I think we should get into the survivors, and then we should get into the big boy, the man, the myth, the legend, the killer. So, Leon and Jill. I really like both these survivors, not only from their respective games, but in Dead by Daylight. I think their perks are really cool, and the fact that they do actually have a new type of gameplay perk in the game, which is a crafting perk. This matches very much like the feel of Resident Evil, because they have crafting in Resident Evil. So what can you actually craft? Well, they added two new perks, and that being, the first one being the flashbang. It says it in the name. This one's for Leon. If you go into a locker after doing at least 70% on the generator, you'll be able to craft a flashbang, which you just throw it on the ground. There's a little delay, but it goes off. It's pretty much like a firecracker, but a lot better. I prefer flashbangs over fucking firecrackers, personally. It's a cool little addition to the game. You can't take these back with the lobby once you escape. If you have a flashbang and you escape, you're not going to bring it into the lobby with you. It's just a thing that you can only use in that match. The same goes for Jill's crafting thing, which is it's literally C4. What happens is if you do, I think 68% on a generator or something like that, you can place this device on a generator. It only lasts 30 seconds on the generator, more of course depending on the value of the perk, but it stays there for at least 30 seconds, and then, but like in that 30-second gap, if the killer kicks it, it will stun them, which is pretty cool. I like how they are kind of implementing a new gameplay mechanic. This is also going into something else. There's like a new type of perk they're going to add later on called the boon totems, which was announced in the kind of live design section of the live stream, which I am actually pretty excited for, but we'll see that in the near future. Anyways, the other perks for the two characters are also, pretty decent, pretty good. I was more excited for the flashbang and the C4. That's the main highlight that I had. But I do like the other perks for the survivors. I think the survivors are a great addition, and a lot of people are predicting this, and I predict this too. But I think Jill Valentine is gonna have a legendary skin, just like how they're kind of doing legendary skins for Cheryl Mason. I think they're going to have a legendary skin for Jill Valentine where it changes her to Claire. That's kind of obvious considering we have Leon. And I want to say that maybe Leon is going to get a Chris Redfield skin perhaps. But I can't be 100% sure, and I'm not going to say that is true. But it would be cool to have a Chris Redfield legendary skin for Leon. Anyways, I think it's time to get to the man, the myth, the legend, the main star of the show, the killer. The killer was added, and the killer we got is the Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. I loved Nemesis. Nemesis is horrifying in the Resident Evil games, and he is fucking just as horrifying as he is in this. I've had many scare moments where I look around, I get fucking frightened because I see fucking Nemesis running towards me. It is terrifying seeing Nemesis just run towards you, and that's why I love Nemesis, and I'm glad they added him into the game. So, his ability is actually pretty unique. I was actually going to get a little bit disappointed until they pointed out, and the reason why I was going to get disappointed is because originally, when they were kind of, showing off the ability in the stream, I thought, shit, we're just gonna get another fucking Executioner clone, or we're just like mixed in with the Plague. But thank fuck we did not get that. Actually playing as him, it's not really like that at all. Pretty much you get a little tentacle that you can use, which is, it's obviously a ranged attack, but this tentacle, it actually doesn't have it has jack shit range when you first have it on Mutation 1. But the more you hit things with it, and yes, you can hit zombies, I'll get into zombies soon, but the more you hit things with it, the more stronger it will grow. It will go up to tier 3, just like with Michael Myers, but instead it will stay at tier 3 once you get to it, and it's pretty useful. When a survivor is hit with it, they are contaminated, and they can actually go cure this contamination, but there's only a certain amount of vaccines before you run out, so you have to use them wisely. I love this gameplay feature. I think it's very good. It's not just like a generic ability where once you have it, you just quickly go wash it off, and then bam, you're done. You just get hit again with the ability, and then you can just do it again, But they actually make an emphasis on, should I take it or should I not? So that's what I really do like about this, ability. But I think the coolest part of this ability is that because this is Resident Evil themed, and Resident Evil is known for the zombies, we actually have zombies roam around the map for the first time. Now, what do the zombies bring to the table? Well, if you get bit by a zombie, normally, you will get infected by the virus that the Nemesis has. Oh, well, the parasite. It's actually a parasite, but who cares? You will get infected by it, and you'll be contaminated. So, that's the first thing. But if you get hit by a zombie again, it will actually do damage. And I thought, okay, it will be pretty easy to maneuver this. Nope, I have been downed by zombies because I've been in the wrong situations before. So, these zombies are actually quite a big danger. And also, I forgot to say, but when the Nemesis hits you with the tentacle for the first time, you don't actually take any damage until you get hit by it again. So, I just want to emphasize that once you're contaminated, that you can actually start taking damage from the tentacle. But that's besides the point. I love this ability. This ability is so cool. The only problem that it suffers is one of those abilities where if you find a zombie, it's going to be the Nemesis. and that's unfortunate. But personally, I think that's okay. You know, we've had many other killers like that. It's just, but like, I think the Nemesis is terrifying. So when you actually see zombies, I think I'm gonna be shitting my pants when I see shit like that. So, is there any problems I have? No. I forgot to mention the map, but the map is really good, and I really do like it. It's just literally like a one-to-one copy of the Raccoon City Police Station, like it is from the game. But is there any problems? There is one problem I have, and that's when you get infected. Of course, you can go for a vaccine. Personally, I don't really go for them because I want to use them wisely. But here's the problem. Now, a vaccine in real life, it protects you from getting the virus again. Now, I'm not saying you should be completely immune once you take the vaccine. Fuck that. But what I'm saying is that what should happen is when you intake the vaccine, you should be able to, kind of have a maybe 15, 30 seconds of not being able to be contaminated. And then once those seconds go, then you can be contaminated. Because the thing is, when you use a vaccine, I'm pretty sure I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure when you do, the killer gets notified that you use it, so the killer can just run straight towards you and then start beating the shit out of you and contaminate you again, making it completely obsolete. Now I get it. One thing this does have an effect on is that you get an extra hit technically, but still. The killer could just hit you with a fist and you'll be down in two. It's just, I think there needs to be more incentive, like a better reason, like somewhat of like seconds where you won't be contaminated, and it will just kind of have no effect. Because remember, this is a vaccine. Vaccines in real life are built to prevent you from getting those viruses. So that's my point. That's one thing I'd like to see change, and hopefully that does come in the full release of the DLC. But other than that, I really enjoyed playing this DLC. I'm glad they're actually doing a Resident Evil one. I'm so excited for this when it comes out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.